5-7, dividing fractions and mixed numbers. The main idea of this lesson is to divide fractions and to also divide mixed numbers. Remember, a mixed number is a whole number with a fraction. So we're going to divide a fraction by a fraction, and we're also going to divide mixed numbers and fractions. Here's our first example. 3/4 divided by 1/2. The key to dividing fractions is you take the second fraction and you find its reciprocal, or its multiplicative inverse. In other words, you flip it over, because a multiplicative inverse or a reciprocal is what number times 1/2 will equal 1. And when you flip it over and make its multiplicative inverse or its reciprocal, 1 times 2 is, just a second, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 over 2 is the same as 1. So this right here, 2 over 1, is the multiplicative inverse of 1/2. So when you find its reciprocal, its multiplicative inverse, you flip it over. It's what number times this fraction will end up getting you 1. So you end up taking 3/4 and you multiply, and we take this second fraction and we flip it over. And now all we have to do is multiply our fractions. Remember, you can look diagonally to see if there's any simplifying you can do, see if there's any numbers they have in common. And 4 and 2, the number 2 goes into both of those, so 2 goes into 4 twice, and 2 goes into 2 once. And now we multiply. 3 times 1 is 3, and 2 times 1 is 1. Sorry, not 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And you can either leave it as the improper fraction 3 over 2, or you can change it to the mixed number. And you ask yourself, how many times does 2 go into 3? 2 goes into 3 one time, and the difference between them is there's 1 left over, and you bring the denominator 2 down. So either one of these would be the answer. Let's take a look at one more example. Here it's 2/3 divided by 3 1/3. So what a lot of students would think is you're going to go, okay, I'm going to take the first fraction, I'm going to change this to multiplication, I'm going to go 3, and then I'm going to flip this over, 3 over 1. Not quite. You don't just take the fraction part of 3 1/3 and turn it into its reciprocal. You have to change this whole fraction into into an improper fraction first, and then you find its reciprocal. So whenever the second fraction is a mixed number, you change it into an improper fraction first. Remember, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10 thirds. So now I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to find the reciprocal of this, which would be 3 over 10. Now I'm going to look diagonally to see if there's any simplifying I can do. And 3 and 3, 3 goes into both of those. So 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into this 3 once. And if I look this way, I have 2 and 10, and 2 goes into both of those. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. And now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 5 is 5. So there's my answer, 1/5. So whenever you see a mixed number and you're dividing, you always want to change it into an improper fraction first, and then find its reciprocal. You'd also want to change, if the first fraction was a mixed number, you'd want to change that into an improper fraction as well before you did any dividing. So that's all there is to dividing fractions. Once you've mastered multiplying fractions, dividing fractions is pretty easy. You just change the second fraction to its reciprocal or its multiplicative inverse, and then you multiply.